Hello everybody, welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble. The specific Rumble seems to, out of nowhere, just sync the latest episode. Which I apologize. I only today I was checking out what was the issue with Rumble stuff. And I noticed that the audio from my microphone is not the best in the latest video. I've been trying to tweak around with a lot of stuff because I'm also doing some software capture stuff here, and I've been tweaking around with a lot of audio stuff. And probably it got something on the OBS, which is the software that I use for this specific kind of content, the daily news stuff. Now I've been testing. I recorded like 4 or 5 tests, and the audio seems okay. Hopefully this will not change, so it maintains like at least a pretty decent quality. And yeah, let's get started. So not much happening here. Maybe it's because of the Gamescom stuff. A lot of announcements will be happening for sure. I've been seeing a lot of teasers here and there, some rumors, but I'm not going to cover that because it's tomorrow, so might as well so let's wait for the official announcements and let's get going. I managed to find this article interesting, even though it's not for gaming or anything like that, which is like the big boss work. The big boss is what catch my eye, mainly Metal Gear Solid stuff. Big boss, the boss, and yeah, usually and the boss, big boss. Then it's like the Snake stuff, the Enfant Terrible project and everything. The big one, when I hear the big boss, the first thing I get travel to in my mind, it's the Metal Gear Solid here. 7 GeForce 4090 GPUs on this kind of workstation here, costs around almost 30k euros, which is, I'm not sure how the currency is, but it should be around the same in dollars. They boast about 168 gigabytes of GDDR6X memory from the GPUs, but this is more to demonstrate that, as you can see, they are all water cooled independently. But the main thing here, I like this case. It's a huge case. I think from Antec, not mistaken, Antu whatever it is. I think it's a huge case to dual power supply here. But yeah, I will stop referencing here the specs, because the main thing that I want to take this is, as you can see, if this keeps happening, mainly because the Lovelace, the pro stuff, the professional work GPUs, and also the fact that NVidia is selling like at least 30k, I think, the Grasshopper stuff. It's huge amounts of money. And this, to a certain degree, can replace that and make it more manageable in space of size. This more aimed for small and medium-like companies that want to, I don't know, deep learning, data mining, and even 3D rendering, which is, I think, which might be used to more, the 3D rendering and some deep learning for training AI stuff. We will start to see if not only from NVIDIA, but also from AMD, the professional workstations, which are the pro stuff, which is expensive. We might see a lot of like high-end GPUs that like the 7900 XTXs, the 4090s, and maybe the 4080s, not that much, but we might see some of that stock starting to being basically diverted to this kind of systems here. That's my main takeaway, and this by itself will start throttle a little bit the stock on the warehouses. And when you have like a low supply, your prices will get higher, and this might be also one of the reasons that might be compounding on the fact that the price still maintained to a higher level. Also, a lot of Threadripper stuff also. In terms of CPU, but this more workstation is not what like mainstream as gamers and even like personal use. Usually we don't use Threadripper unless you have like a small business and you're a freelancer and you really need a Threadripper to go about content creation, content editing, and everything. But yeah, this might be also one of the reasons compounding on the fact that some of the high-end GPUs kind of maintain a little low stock, and the fact that you have, for example, low stock, people might try to divert themselves, for example, in the case of NVIDIA, for a 4080 or something like that, and because there is low stock and the price maintained high, the 4080, they will know that it's the next big thing that people are trying to divert to, so they maintain the prices high because they know people just want or need to buy the next thing that it's available, in this case an NVIDIA 4080. But yeah, this will demonstrate the fact that that's why I think it's one of the reasons. Of course, they just want to make money, these companies. They don't really care about this, even though if people stop buying, they will but the fact that, yeah, corporations or small companies will start going for this kind of more DIY market and even assemble themselves. As you can see, this is from Germany. I don't know how the German market is very big, but it's a little bit in downturn, I think. But yeah, as you can see, this is might have some influence on how things are working here. But other stuff here, supposedly NVIDIA is going to launch the DLSS 3.5 with now what they call Ray Reconstruction. So they basically are deconstructing everything to reconstruct with the new technology. Because as everybody knows, ray tracing is very demanding on the GPUs here, and instead trying to optimize and try to see if can get offload a little bit on the GPU side, they just insert itself on DLSS. So you basically play everything on lower resolution, and then you depend on a variety of technologies. As you can see, for I think frame generation here, super resolution, which is the upscaling technology, and then we got the Ray Reconstruction. Then this package here is going to only increase on like these little things that's going to be available on the DLSS technology, and then they just put shitty GPUs that don't have like enough VRAM to deal with this kind of stuff, like the 4060s. That's supposedly what DLSS is aimed for. We just trying to put you on a path that you use like high-end GPUs to use DLSS so you can play games at a decent frame rates. At least it seems that way. But yeah, for me, I think DLSS, or not even DLSS, the upscaling technology is good for lower end GPUs, so you can boost a little bit your GPU and play like current games with a decent amount of frame rates, or even like a little bit emulate, try to emulate, sorry, the resolutions to a certain degree. But yeah, even then you will not know like huge difference with this kind of thing. And like especially with ray tracing, especially if you're playing like medium to fast paced games, where your focus is centered on certain things, like if you are playing a shooter, you're trying to focus and trying to find out the enemies. Even in actions, you're trying to focus on certain areas. You're not enjoying the scenery here, and I think ray tracing can be tweaked down a little bit. Because this is good, this looks good on a photograph, of course, I won't deny it, and it has its uses in terms of visuals, but in terms of performance, it gets too much of a hit, ray tracing, to get huge enjoyment out of it. Maybe, for example, like an Alan Wake 2, or this kind of games that you depend a lot of lighting to set the mood, and it's part of the gaming experience itself. I think it makes more sense than, for example, Cyberpunk. I never played Cyberpunk, but the videos that I've been shown it's basically a lot of flashy stuff all over the place. You're not just looking on the ground to see if the space reflections if the light reflections are okay or not, or if the textures of, for example, metals are different from the like concrete walls, if the light rebounds in a different way or not. Usually you're not paying that much attention to that, even though you can. It's one of those things you can stop for 30 seconds to appreciate the environment, and maybe you will notice something like that. But I don't think there is the advantage of the ray tracing regarding to taking it and the fact that the hit that it takes on game performance. I'm not sure that it is worth it at this moment in time. As you can see, from 20 FPS with ray tracing on, basically, I suppose, you get 108 frames supposedly. More than half of those are fake frame rates, because there is frames generation that usually can give 50% more, but then you get the FSR, the upscaling, that gives you more frame rates because it's rendering the game in a lower resolution. Then depends on how the upscaling is working in quality, performance mode. Then you have all the fine-tuning tools that try to correct the fact that is upscaling to a different resolution. It's a lot of work here, but yeah, it's my main take here. I don't think this is supposedly going should be aimed at least for lower end GPUs, is not for high end. High end should be like pure rasterization, performance, give it all. And if you want to take a little bit hit on the performance, you might like try to turn on ray tracing or something like that. Otherwise, it's just a way to put you on an ecosystem and trying to fool you with different technologies that by the end of the day will not serve you very well, and it gives a crutch on developers of games not to optimize that much, because they can take into account this tool here, which is, oh, if you want to play it, you just turn down the resolution, turn the DLSS on, and then you can play beautiful games. I don't think this is how it's supposed to, at least theoretically, this is not what's supposed to work like this. But yeah. Other news, we got new AGESA kind of stable version here from MSI. I have an MSI Pro, and I already did the update here. For the memory stuff, it's the AGESA 1007C, so it's a stable version, it's not a beta one, and has like a new option on the memory stuff, which is high efficiency, which supposedly is going to boost games up to 12%, but this is more about the high frequency memory modules. At the moment I have the 6000 kit, but I think, if not mistaken, the timings are like 30. I managed to squeeze out a little bit, and they are like the 30 CL, 30 clocks, or whatever it's called, on the thing. And of course I put tighter here. I went there, and the efficient mode, I turn it on tighter, check everything. It ramps up a little bit the voltages here, but it's auto. I don't want to tweak too much manually, because I don't want to screw anything up, especially on stability. I prefer to not turn it on and have stability, but this software is pretty good so far. I didn't have like any crashes or anything. I managed to keep it the DDR speed 6000, which is what's supposed to be, and even overclock a little bit the CPU with PBO. I put everything on auto, even on software of the Adrenaline one, and it been working pretty okay, no complaints. Of course, I didn't notice at the moment any kind of performance, because I'm just testing the capture software. I think in the next 2 weeks I might be able to get like proper recording from games. In the meantime, I'm just finishing up the unboxing stuff. I will start doing some stuff maybe today. I will start. There are 7 videos in total, but yeah, just download it. It's pretty easy with the AMP Flash BIOS now. Nowadays it's pretty easy. It doesn't, if you didn't update it for a while, I think it's a well worth update. Everything seems to be working in proper order. And lastly, gaming news, we just got here Invincible launcher, trail launcher, or launch trailer, whatever you want to call it. It's going to come out November 6th. Interesting teaser here. Story wise, we'll see how it goes. I'm very curious about this game. Very story driven, and kind of the aesthetic of the things, like very 60s kind of NASA kind of thing here, but it got some interesting mystery here. Supposedly you are a person that is going to trying to find out your teammates. Something happened, we don't know what, and there is like robots around there doing some scientifically kind of things there. We don't know because they at the moment mean not showing too much and keep the mystery on. I just hope this is a good game because it seems very interesting to me and I'm willing to try out here. And lastly, we're going for gaming deals. We got still Metro series here. The first one 85% off. We got also 90% on the second one, so, and they are all the Redux versions, so enhanced graphics and everything. And Metro Exodus also. I managed to snag all of this in Epic Games a few months ago, I think, which I always pay attention, and if there is any kind of good games I will let you know. Also the gold edition I don't have, I just have the Metro Exodus, the base game. Maybe I'll wait for I don't know, for a good deal to buy the gold edition on Epic Games so I can have the complete version, and then when I have enough money to buy it here again, because I like to, even if I have to buy, even if I get them for free, if I like very much the games, I like to support it with buying the thing, even if it is on a deal. It's some money that goes for the developers also, so it's always one of those things for me. Also, we still got No Man's Sky 50% off, 7th anniversary. They teased I covered this. They teased a new update that will be coming. Not sure when, but it's 50% off. Huge, a lot of content, 35 plus kind of updates, like main updates. And I think now it's well worth playing the game now, because that launch was not that good, unfortunately. Also, we still got Cult of the Lamb. It's one of those little games here from Devolver Digitals. They usually launch like some pretty interesting indie games, and this is like a base building kind of thing with customization, and it's basically your oh, Don't Starve. It's a crossover. Huh, interesting. It's 35% off the base game, but again, it's a shame it doesn't have like a demo here. Yeah, interesting crossover here, Don't Starve. I remember seeing this game around. Seems pretty interesting, a survival game, pretty hard. But yeah, this one is also a little bit, you're just basically leading a cult, which is interesting by itself. And basically it's trying to survive with the survival mechanics, and I assume summon the devil, I'm not sure. And lastly, we got Darkest Dungeon, the first one, 80% off on the base game, and then we got the Iron Crown. This one, the Iron Crown is the two games. Yeah, the Ancestral Edition, I think it's the one that brings everything, 72% off, and it's a very good game in terms of turn-based combat, 2D graphics, the kind of Lovecraftian kind of feel here. And it's a roguelike in its aspects. You have permanent upgrades, but has that roguelike kind of feel there. I saw a lot of gameplay of this game, and I really enjoy it, and I want to try out to see how it goes. Maybe a gaming series, I don't know. A lot of games I play by myself, and some of them that I find interesting I might bring up as a gaming series. But yeah, for today this is it. I hope that now I fix the goddamn audio definite for this kind of videos, and I'm starting to fine-tune like the game capture kind of thing there, so I can start doing some gaming videos also, to start improving on my gameplay series. I'm still not sure which game I will try out first, because some of, for example, the Evil Within, I will not remake. I will probably play the second one, and I think this is the one that I'm going to try out. I like the experience of the second one. I didn't play too much, but yeah, I think I'm going to start off with that, but I will give a more detail. I will make a video with more details regarding the channel itself, so I didn't occupy too much on this video here. And with all that said, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. Any feedback again is very much appreciated, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, Kunamy Master out.